one that we're entering a world of what I call dominance, where in the old world, you would have market shares which are all very close together. We've talked about this before. But in the new world, in any niche, you're going to have the leader take away 85% market share. And the second company will take maybe 1/10 of that. And third company will take 1/100th of that. So it's 85, 8.5, 0.85. Increasingly, market shares are going to go that way in any niche. So the trick is to find that niche where you're the absolute dominant leader. And that's increasingly more and more the case, even in offline businesses. So if you take the Coke, Pepsi world versus the energy drink world, you'll see Red Bull is doing there what Coke and Pepsi never been able to do. And Zara is doing in women's fashion pretty much the same thing. That's the first point. The second point that's interesting is each of these winners, 85% dominant market share winners, are people who've got there by spending zero on advertising and very little on marketing. And that's true of whether it's a Freshdesk or whether it's a WhatsApp or whether it's a Facebook or whether it's a Google or whether it's a, any of these leaders have spent virtually next to nothing on advertising and marketing. So actually a good thing to see every time you open the paper and see 8 pages of advertising is, the only winner there is the Times of India and the Hindu. The guys that are going to die, right? So that's really a comforting thing for everybody out here to know. The third thing is really that all of these companies that will grow because of extraordinary consumer evangelism. And that's how these things have tended to grow. Extraordinary word of mouth, a little bit of digital maybe. And this really comes from a product that gets rabid, insane fans. So as a result of this, a few things, I would say that will probably go out of the window. In India, we've been usually very good at copy-paste. He's done this company, let me also do this company. And one of the things this new world will demand is that you cannot copy-paste. And that's really one important thing. A lot of our history, right from the license Raj, has been about find what's happening in Europe and copy-paste here. Increasingly, you'll find that will not work. Second, there is this BRICS theory. What happens in the US will happen in Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. It was, it's true for a couple of countries. Sure enough, the Google of Russia is Yandex, and the Google of China is Baidu, and the Facebook of Russia is VKontakte, and the Facebook of China is Renren, and the Twitter of China is Weibo. But in India, the Google of India is Google, the Facebook of India is Facebook, the WhatsApp of India is WhatsApp, and I do believe that the Amazon and others will be pretty much that. So we are not going to follow the BRICS pattern out here. So trying to do a BRICS copy-paste is not going to work in India. In some ways, that we talk about the fact that people who start businesses now will probably get recognized 3-4 years from now. That's really what happens. People that are already shown on magazines as trendsetters, it's too late to get into those businesses. So what we're really talking about is people who can start businesses now and who will toil for 3, 4, 5 years in literal anonymity and get written about 3, 4, 5 years later. And the other thing is what I call 12 years a slave. No matter what, I've kind of figured out that if you look at all of India's companies that have really hit success or exit mark, it takes 12 years. Whether it's Naukri or Just Dial took 17 years to exit, Make My Trip, everything takes 12 years, right? So this is basically some idea of what you can do between now and the next 12 years, where you'll kind of have a light shine on you 3, 4 years from now.